Hey, what's up, everybody? This is going to be a little early. I'm doing this on Friday night, several days before this is going to be put up. I have a new guest with me. Would you like to introduce yourself?
What's up, motherfuckers? How you guys doing? This is, yeah, I'm already ruining your Kirblog. My name is Ben, my name is Ben Diskin. I'm a voiceover actor, and I'm here to annoy the living hell out of Kirbifer because this Kirblog is not done over Skype. We are here in person.
Yes, that's a rare occurrence where I actually have somebody in the flesh to do this with me.
Damn right.
It's easier because I don't have to sync up two files or whatever.
It's very nice.
So I brought Ben on this one because I got a question from Kkobun saying, this is kind of dumb, which it is, so thank you for pointing that out. But the 15th anniversary of Digimon Adventure is coming up this Friday, and I was wondering if you would do a Kirblog about your experience with the show. So I grew up not as a massive fan of Digimon because I was more of a Pokemon kid, as I'm sure many of you all know. But I did watch a fair amount of Adventure and Adventure 2, and I had a bunch of the toys. And Ben grew up as a big fan of the series.
Oh yeah.
And currently, you are in.
Oh yeah, I'm in the newest one, Digimon Fusion. I play the role of
Shoutmon, the main mon of the series. Oh yeah.
And another one, don't you?
Huh?
Don't you play another one? One?
Oh, I don't know if I can do it right now. It's like 10 p.m.
I'm also Cutemon, who's a very, very sweet Digimon. I have to get close to the microphone, I just realized. Yay.
That scares me in ways I don't think I can fully describe.
It turns him on. That's why he's scared.
Shut up! And that's got to be some major significance because I was forgetting, like, oh yeah, you grew up with the first series.
I
so
did,
like,
yeah.
You know,
Kinda,
that was your shit for a long time.
Hells yeah.
Funny also that we're doing this tonight because I just met Paul St. Peter last night.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, I was helping Stephanie Shea with she was doing a scavenger hunt thing, and she needed help construct. Those are the Lego things that I was doing on Twitter.
Oh, that was part of that.
Yeah,
okay.
If you guys saw that, I was making video game characters out of Legos, and Paul St. Peter and I were constructing kitchenware for a Lego dinner table set. Excuse me. So that was cool. And we were talking a little bit about Wormmon and how like that's a character many people go up to him and are often moved by at conventions. Is that a spider?
It is a spider.
We're gonna kill it. Sure. You're gonna kill it.
No, I feel too bad.
Okay.
Sorry.
leave.
scary.
What's the spider woman from Digimon? What's her name?
God, Arukenimon.
Yes, thank you. I liked her. She was cool.
Yeah.
And her like mummy assistant guy or whatever.
Mummymon.
Was that his name?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Very creative.
All right, I'm going to start with my experience because mine is not as in-depth. Okay, so I remember the first time I really I was always aware of it, and I had the typical, like, oh, it looks like a Pokemon ripoff, Agumon, and more like Charmander, bootleg, And then I remember one morning, I don't know if you remember this, if you had this over here, but I think it was Fox Family had this block on Sunday morning. I hope some of you out there listening will remember this. They had a block called Made in Japan, and it was 2 hours. They would have I don't know why, the American Mega Man cartoon.
The Ruby Spears one?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. Followed by Monster Rancher, followed by Flint the Time Detective.
Oh, God.
I love that show. And then Digimon, the first season. So I was watching that block because I was into all those shows at the time. And then one morning when they were doing that block, they had a marathon of pretty much the entire Myotis Monarch.
Ooh.
Like the whole thing. I don't know if it had aired by that point. I'm sure it probably had.
Yeah,
but,
probably.
But I watched it, and I forget exactly where it came in on it, but it was like, and I saw Myotismon, Mr. Richard Epcar, and Crimson Lightning and all that shit. And I was like, all right, I'll sit and watch this, because I'd seen enough to like get like, okay, I know who the characters are, I know the shit that they've done, whatever. I just got hooked. It was like I watched the whole arc. They went through the whole thing all the way up until I think when they go back to the digital world and they're gonna fight. What was it after the
Dark Masters?
Emperors. That's right. Were they the Masters or
the
Emperors?
Dark Masters.
Okay, yeah, those four guys.
Don't question my knowledge of Digimon.
Yeah, so I saw that, and that was like, okay, this is cool. And then after that, I was tuning in a little bit more. So I have more, but you
chime in with season 1 for you. What was that like?
Yeah, sure. Season 1 for me, oddly enough, was the same exact experience that you had, because I was aware of the show. I tried to watch it when it first premiered, which was the first 13 episodes, and it was, in my opinion, just terrible. I thought it was really, really repetitive. I couldn't stand it. I would kind of come in and come out, and the final episode that just made me go, okay, screw this show, I'm never going to watch again, was this episode with Patamon and TK in Primary Village, and they're like bouncing up and down. Primary Village, by the way, for those of you guys who don't know, it's where Digimon go to be reborn after they've been killed or deleted in the digital world.
Oh yeah, and they become the little baby forms.
Exactly.
I vaguely remember that. Yeah. Okay.
So in this episode, like TK and Patamon are like bouncing up and down on the floors of Primary Village because it's like a giant bounce house, and they're going like, yay! And I'm just like, okay, fuck this. This is for, like, not just babies, but mentally challenged people.
Jesus.
Fuck this show.
Oh, my God.
And I'm not watching it ever again. I just turned it off. And then I wound up meeting somebody online who was actually a little bit older than me, who was, like, a big Digimon fan. And he was like, no. It gets good. You just have to watch where we are right now. And they had just finished airing for the first time, the Myotis Monarch. And then we went back, and they started airing it again because, this is back before the internet, and so they had to show it multiple times so that multiple people could watch it. And I got to sit there and watch that, and I'm like, oh, my God, this show really did get good. This is fucking amazing. And so then I went back, watched all the early episodes again, appreciated them a bit more, watched the second story arc, then rewatched the Myotis Monarch, and then watched the Dark Masters arc. And, yeah, it's a show that it grows on you. It's not necessarily something that you can just watch like the first couple episodes and be done with it, but it's actually a pretty good series.
It's funny too. Well, first of all, I was going to chime in with a little funny thing to add to your being embarrassed about that. I was watching an episode of Pokemon. I think it was the one where Whitney from the Johto series comes in, and she sees Pikachu, and she was being like really cutesy wootsy in that same way that like TK and Patamon were. And my dad happened to be in the background while I was watching that episode. And I was hearing Whitney be really like, oh, Pikachu, you're so cute. I'm going to give you a big hug or whatever. He's like, Chris, aren't you a little old to be watching this show? I'm just like, shut up, you don't get it. But on that note, too, it's funny because I later, like, not even that long after I was, like, getting to know both shows really well, Pokemon and Digimon. I almost said Yu-Gi-Oh! They're really not worth comparing because they're so radically different in terms of how they're executed.
Oh yeah,
like it's like yes, they both have they both have collectible monsters that they want to make you buy toys of or whatever.
Yeah, they're both toyetic anime,
right?
Yeah,
but in terms of the actual like progression of the story and the characters and everything, and it's not even like in the same way of like one's better than the other. They're just totally different types of shows. So it's like why buy? It's like an apples and oranges thing to me. Picking up from there, too, so the end of my experience with it, basically, was I was kind of tuning in and out of the second season. Wasn't a big fan of the Season 2 characters.
No, me neither. I hated the Season 2.
Did you? You didn't like Davis? Only on Jetix?
Oh, fuck. I couldn't. I liked Vmon, but Davis can just. You can't just.
I liked Flamedramon, which I didn't realize was
Steve
he?
Bloom?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that
Steve
explains something.
Go from like being Derek Stephen Prince with this little lispy like, "Hey guys, how you going?" to Flamedramon, the fire of courage. Like, damn.
I liked his little egg claw things; those were neat. Also prior to that, I did have toys that I had those transforming toys. I was like Agumon would shift into like Greymon, etc. I had those, and those are a lot of fun to goof around with. I think I had a War Greymon one also. Oh, the Black War Greymon one I had.
Oh yeah.
Which I think he was also Steve Bloom, wasn't he? Black War Greymon.
I don't remember if it was Steve.
Because I think Lex Lang was regular War Greymon, and then I think Steve Bloom was Black War Greymon. I think.
I would trust your.
Somebody crucify me for that if I'm wrong. Go ahead.
We're not looking at IMDb while we're in the middle of this. Sorry, guys.
No, we're looking at the Audacity sound waveform.
It's so beautiful too. It realizes just how quiet. Well, now I realize why. Like every time I listen to a Kirblog, I have to turn the volume up.
But I have to go adjust because we're laughing, we're peaking the audio.
Oh yeah, no kidding.
So I kept watching the second season like kind of periodically, and then I remember I saw the end of it and. Like the very end of it where it's like, and then we all grew up and all these characters got married and blah, blah, blah. And then we had kids that looked exactly like us and sounded exactly like us. And we gave them our Digimon and that. And I'm just like, okay, you know what? That's great.
And I don't mean that sarcastically. No, like, no, really, that's great. They all got together, super happy, fun time, rainbows, barfing unicorns with happy juice, that whole stupid joke. Fucking, this is fine. I'm going to stop here before I get too far. So that was the end of my experience with Digimon for a good while. So unfortunately, I missed out on Tamers.
Which is the absolute best fucking season out of all of them.
And if Liz were here, I'm sure she would agree with you.
Oh my god, yeah.
I did see one episode of it, and I thought it was interesting. I will say, I think Tom Whalen once likened if they were to ever change Ash and Pikachu, that'd be like the equivalent of taking the golden arches on the McDonald's logo and flipping them sideways. So it's like, I get why Pokemon would stick with Ash and Pikachu. But that said, I do appreciate, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Does this too, obviously, where they switch the protagonists out every like series or whatever. So I do think that that's cool. I do like that. I can understand the staff wanting to like give kind of a fresh start to it and everything. I never really gave it a shot just because I was kind of out of it by that point. But talk about Tamers. Talk about how great Tamers was.
Tamers is the best, and it does so because it treats the audience like they're adults. It starts off, and you watch it, and you go, oh, this is really cute. And it kind of has this, like, what if Digimon were real? Yay! Like, and they're, like, kids having adventures. But then as it goes on, it becomes steadily more and more mature. And you get to watch the characters start off as these innocent little kids who get basically put through hell as the series goes on. They deal with death. They deal with extreme levels of violence and prejudice. And it really takes you beyond just, like, the typical kids anime. There's a lot of stuff in it that you just really couldn't get away with in kids anime today. They just wouldn't even allow it. There's real death. There's real drama, and
was it kept for our version of it?
It was, yeah.
Oh, wow, okay,
oh, yeah,
cool.
Like characters, they even get to use the word die and kill. Which
oh,
is
that's
like,
nice.
Yeah, it's very rare.
we didn't get to do that on Pokemon, so
he fainted. Oh, he is sad.
Well, no, even just in general on all the East Coast, like kids anime stuff. Never can do that.
That's true. No, those are squirt guns, kids. They're not real guns. Ow! Ooh, it's colored water. It tickles.
Don't even go there with me.
Yeah. We're sent to the Shadow Realm.
We'll skip over Data Squad, I guess.
Well, actually, the funny thing is, you skipped over a series already.
Oh, I did?
Yeah,
what was after?
It was the most forgettable series of all of them.
Which one?
It was Digimon Frontier.
Oh, wait, was that after
Tamers? Yeah, that was the Digimon become Pokemon. Excuse me, Digimon becomes Power Rangers.
That's right. They don't the kids like become the Digimon or something like that?
Yeah,
that's right.
There's no partners. It's just the kids turning into the Digimon.
Because I think that was like there's like a block on Japanese television like Saturday mornings that like has like Sentai shows like all together. And I think that was like on that block or something.
Oh,
I could be wrong about that, but. Yeah. Okay, so there's Frontier, and then there's Data Squad. I know people didn't love those a lot.
Yeah, Data Squad had some serious problems. I will say this though, it did have the best villain of like all the series.
Okay.
It was basically Digimon Hitler is essentially who the villain is. He's this madman who wants like to just like kill all the Digimon because they're inferior creatures and they're gonna like hurt people.
Okay.
But really, he's like a violent psychopath. And he's a human being, so it makes it like more of a challenge. They can't just delete him.
It's like a Team Plasma equivalent, I guess.
I'm not sure what that is.
They'll get it. You don't.
Okay,
continue.
I'm right. He's right. We're all right.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was really the saving grace of that series.
Okay, and now so Fusion, or what's it in Japanese?
Cross Wars.
Cross Wars. That's the current one.
Yes.
Sell me on that. What's so good about Fusion?
Fusion is good because it harkens back to the original series.
Okay.
It's their kids again instead of like teenagers. It has a lot of action. The animation is very good. The characters have some issues. I'm not going to lie. Some of the development isn't as good as I think it could have been. The bad guy isn't as complex as he could have been. The main character's a little too perfect, but the action sells the show. It's really fun. And I would recommend you see it to believe it because it's worth watching.
Can you watch that? Like, is there like a streaming service for that show anywhere?
I don't know. I think right now it's airing on Nicktoons. It's airing on Vortex, but that's going away pretty soon, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
And so that's really the only places you can watch it. I think it's available on Nickelodeon's website, though.
Okay, yeah. Everybody, go check out Digimon Fusion if you feel like. And also, by the way, while I'm remembering too,
Go to Ben's Facebook page and give him a like.
You don't have to do that.
Yes, you do.
You really don't.
What's the Ben Diskin official fan page?
I think that's what it is. Just look up Ben Diskin.
I'll have a link.
Google. Just put a link. Thank you,
Yeah,
Kirb.
there you go. Good.
And you can follow me on Twitter at Benjamin Diskin if you really want to, because I wouldn't recommend it. I do nothing interesting. Oh, I do bother Kirb.
He does, yeah. If you want to see him just constantly at me, like, yes,
Yeah.
it's just you can follow him for
That's
that.
what I use Twitter for, annoying Kirb.
Yeah.
That's really it.
So I guess also getting back to the actual question as well.
Yeah.
So it was just announced recently they're apparently doing some kind of sequel series to the original adventure.
Yep.
Couple of seasons.
Yep.
Where I guess Ty and all the usual guys are
In high school.
are in high school.
Yep.
Which weren't they in high school in the show?
I think they were in like junior high. I think they were
Okay.
like just barely starting.
They were just really tall and
Yeah, they were taller.
scrangly armed everywhere.
Well, all the Digimon characters are always scraggly armed guys.
They all look like me.
Yeah.
They'll have my noodle limbs.
And with like big gloves for no reason. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's going to be interesting. I'm curious to see how many people they'll get back for that if they get to do the dub over here.
I hope so. I hope we get to get everybody back. That'd be really awesome.
Because there have been I think I was just hearing about there's a new video game I think.
Yeah, it's called Digimon. What is it? All-Star Rumble, I believe,
Okay, cool.
for 360 and PS3, I believe.
I did play. By the way, I remember this now. One more little quick story. I think I was at like Disney World or Universal or something many years ago, and they had one of those like built into the TV game systems, like a PlayStation controller, and I played the shit out of Digimon Rumble Arena.
Oh, yeah, that
First
one's not
PS1.
bad.
Yeah, it was the one where you fight like Shoutmon, I think, at the end of
Yeah.
the single player campaign. I was like, oh, this is neat, you know.
Yeah.
It had Tamers characters in it, and I'm just like, I don't know. Ow, ooh, ouch. I don't know who these people are, so I'm confused as shit. Renamon. Poor Renamon.
Oh, boy. Renamon, the face that launched 1,000 furries.
It's okay. We have low punny for Pokemon. Yeah. So if you're a Digimon fan, I guess there's lots to be excited about.
I think so, yeah.
Both currently and in the future. So I guess to wrap it up, everybody out there, if you have any fond memories of watching Digimon or playing Digimon games or collecting Digimon toys or cards or whatever the fuck, leave a comment about it. Tell me about it. Tell us your stories. Maybe we'll even respond to some of them in the comments and make fun of you. Not really. Maybe he might.
I will. I totally will. I'm an asshole.
Yeah, so if you want to solicit Ben's attention, do that. And if you have ideas for other Kirblog topics in the future, leave a comment about that, or feel free to hit me up on Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook, all the usual. Don't forget, as usual, to like and subscribe for more, etc. Go subscribe to Ben's things on Twitter and Facebook.
If you'd like, just contact me on Facebook or Twitter. I will give you Kirb's home address so that you can come and visit him and ask him in person.
Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody. Good night.